My name's Akosua, and I'm the maker behind Kanya Candles. So I started Kanya Candles officially on Ghana's Independence Day, March 6th in 2019. And it really was just a way for me to start to use my hands and find some release from my day-to-day job. So I'm a serial entrepreneur. So I run a boutique creative agency called Meraki Africa Agency. We work with African artists and music companies throughout the diaspora. We provide branding, strategy, event production, and talent management services. Everything that I've done, I think in my adult life ties some way back to Ghana, really. So it wasn't more so, Meraki is completely separate from my candle making, but when I realized that I needed a new hobby, I definitely wanted to tie it back to Ghana in some way, because it's a huge part of who I am. I always knew I was impatient, but Kanya has really taught me patience. I really do try to pour every candle with love and intention, and with candle making, you have to be patient or they will not come out right. So it's really forced me to slow down and take my time. I'm from Kufuria Efijase, Cooktown Flower. And also, sorry, I have to go back. I was born in New York, but I'm a total Jersey girl, raised in Jersey, 100% Jersey girl. I started candle making right before the pandemic hit. And when COVID hit, candle making became like a really big hobby turned business for people. So when I first started, it was fairly easy to like do your research, find competitive pricing, find the suppliers you wanted to work with. And then once the pandemic really got underway, everything became like impossible to find. But really it's just that, it's researching, doing a lot of comparing, figuring out which suppliers you want to work with. Are there suppliers that are closest to you, which will save you some money on shipping, things like that. And then a lot of testing. So buying different combinations of wax, different combinations of oils and wicks and all the boring nitty gritty stuff. And then testing and testing and testing until you find a formula that you're happy with. Oh, Charlie. I wanted the whole line to be named after Koftano, but that you can't just have one candle. No, it's funny. So this whole candle idea is something that my brother actually wanted to do before I started it. And his original idea was, so my brother has a company called 10 Regions. He sources Ghanaian products or Ghanaian inspired. He sources Ghanaian products and then presents them in the way that are palatable to like a Western audience, right? So one example of that is the thing we call perkese that we use for soups. He's found a way to make it into a tea. So it's more like, palatable for people who don't drink, Katsinkwan or whatever. So as part of the 10 Regions project, he wanted to do a candle for each region. And so I was kind of like, that's a really great idea, but I didn't like the sound of like the Eastern candle or like the Upper West candle. So I kind of took that and flipped that and instead took city. So actually in our signature line, we have a candle from almost from different pockets of the country. So the regions are still somehow represented. Thing is, like, there's so many things you can do with candles that for now I think we're gonna stick mostly with candles, but different, like, so there's a signature line, so that will probably always be there with some variations. And then throughout the year I do featured collections. So there's one that's in the works right now. I recently started doing wax melts, which is a different type of way to experience candles if you don't like fire. And then I do have room and linen sprays coming. So if you need like a car refreshener or like a linen spray before you go to bed, that's coming out, and the scent is really, really, really beautiful. So I'm excited for people to experience the body sprays. It's been a lot of fun. I started this business for fun. Like, I started this business for me. Like, it's been a way for me to like calm myself down, and like it's been a way for me to just kind of like ground myself. So I don't think anything has been particularly difficult. I mean, the hardest part has been sourcing supplies because the pandemic has made it really hard for imports to come in. This is like really boring stuff, but that's really been the hardest part, is just like being able to find your jars, because there are so many candle makers now, like, you know, and they can get pretty competitive, you know. So that's been the hardest part, just making sure that I have enough stuff in stock that I don't run out when I need it. You can actually buy Kanya Candles right now in Accra, Ghana at the Shop Accra in Osu. And we're hoping to be in a few more stores in Accra by the end of the year. And if you are in New Jersey in the States, you can find us at Jersey Gardens Mall in Elizabeth, New Jersey. We're in a shop called the Sister Shop, and they actually carry items made by entrepreneurial women of color. So it's a huge store in Jersey Gardens Mall. There's so many amazing other women entrepreneurs in there. So if you are ever you know, in New York City and you can pop on over to Jersey, it's not far. Jersey Gardens Mall, the Sister Shop. We're in there. You can find us at www.kanyacandles.co. So it's Kanea candles.co. And then it's Kanya Candles on all social media. And I literally do everything for the company right now. So if you hit me on social, I'll be the one responding. Honestly, I think for me right now, Kanya has been a really great way to just to remember the things that I miss about Ghana. So what I want people to know is that, like, the story behind every scent was intentionally picked. And when you light a Kanya candle, I want you to be transported back to that place, or to whatever the inspiration behind the candle is. I want you to be transported to that moment. So even for Valentine's, we had a Valentine's line with like love phrases, and the whole idea is that, like, when you light this candle, either by yourself for self-love or with that special someone, that it becomes a scent that you associate now with like loving yourself or loving that person. So you can find us on all social media at Kanya Candles, Kanea Candles. So we're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, might be dabbling in TikTok, but not quite there yet. But yeah, definitely hit me up. We'd love to talk to all of you, and thank you guys for watching.